I love sports. I've been practicing them ever since I can remember, and it's an integral part of my life. Therefore, it's no surprise that I'm highly invested in the Olympic Games, aka the greatest celebration of sports. Nothing like coming home to watch women's beach volleyball, women's gymnastics, or women's artistic swimming. Nah, guys, just kidding. I'm not that down bad. Or women's running. Anyway, the Olympic Games is no stranger to controversy. During the 1988 Olympics held in Seoul, North Korea, they accidentally burned a bunch of white doves during the opening ceremony while lighting up the Olympic flame. During the 2014 Olympics in Moscow, the Olympic torch went out and had to be reignited with a lighter. Oop, there goes the never-ending fire, the manifestation of the positive values that a man has, and the message of peace and friendship between people gone. But this year, it's been a disastrous, a terrible shit show, I tell you. It all started with the opening ceremony. In other years, the open ceremonies are big spectacles and otherworldly scenarios. 1992 Barcelona, they lit up the Olympic torch by firing at it with a bow and arrow. I'll just say that this would never been allowed in 2024. The people directly below the path of the arrow were in more danger than a child stuck in a room with this for 2008 Beijing's opening ceremony. They had thousands of people spectacularly coordinating a performance that looked more like AI, or it was rendered using exactly the same copy-pasted animation for everyone. It was like one of those terrible Attack on Titan openings like Season 2, Season 3 with the horses that they all had the same animations anyway. Terrible. And in 2024, we have some guy riding on a pale white horse through the most polluted river in Europe. And it was so painstakingly slow. Watching paint dry would have been more entertaining. And for my conspiracy theorist bros, Revelation 6:8. And I looked, and behold, a pale horse, and the name that sat on him was Death, and hell followed with him, and power was given unto them over the fourth part of the earth, to kill with sword, and with hunger, and with death, and with the beasts of the earth. Yes, the opening ceremony was pretty satanic. We have a beheaded woman singing, followed by a mockery of the Last Supper. Whoa, this guy had a wardrobe malfunction. Looks like there's a nut hanging out on the loose, all for live television. Then there's this Smurf, also with his nuts hanging out during the mockery of the Last Supper. Okay, this one doesn't actually have his nuts hanging out, but it's wearing a blue thong collar matched to the rest of his body. You know. Hey, look, a child right in the middle of this. Say what you will. Making fun of any other religion would have landed all of these people involved here on a wanted list with bounties on their heads, and probably most would have been disappeared by now, if you know what I mean. But now you're apparently allowed to mock Christianity just because it's the biggest religion. Look at all of these strong and defiant people sticking it up to the man. Now make fun of Islam. Do it. Do it if you're so strong and defiant to religion. Do it and see what happens. Also, for the opening ceremony, we have a white bearded drag queen shaking his ass on live television. Sorry, Annie, you're not Danny Beard, and this is not a place for drag shows. That's clubs or RuPaul's Drag Race. I could name dozens of drag queens with more talent than this person, but all of those drag queens would have had the decency to not perform in places where children are present. These fake drag queens are staining the real ones, setting them back years. Oh, let's all strip in front of these children. That will surely be a great and responsible idea. While the responsible and sensible ones decide to only perform in their respective places, but still get the infamy of these phonies. And finally, we have this human refrigerator who played Jesus, threatening to sue anyone who makes fun of her appearance during the Olympic Games. Is your refrigerator running? The Olympics is a celebration of sports and the strength of the human physique, but they are the morbidly obese person to be on front stage. Centerpiece! Bruh, what's their strength? Overeating? Anyway, let's jump on to actual sports and enough yapping about the shit show that was the opening ceremony. Luckily, it's not all bad news. We've gotten great memes from these Olympic shooters from Turkey and South Korea. These aura gods, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure worthy characters. My Twitter feed is flooded right now. Well, they sure bring a lot more viewers to the sport since Olympic shooting is more monotonous than doing the house chores. Somehow a 51-year-old dad with his hands on his pocket, a girl with anime main main character aura and another girl with the greatest JoJo posing ever is more entertaining than the actual sport they're competing in. There was also this pole jumper who failed because he had a huge ding dong. Can you imagine failing a once-in-a-lifetime event because your pee was too damn big that he clipped the pole? Becker should have been born with a micro penis. My heart goes out to his family, friends, loved ones. But in return, this guy must be a massive legend in this town by now. And the influx of new fans, almost as massive as his pee. And now to the main dish, the meat and potatoes of this episode. The moment we've all been waiting for and the main point of contention in these 2024 Olympic Games. Ladies and gentlemen, Emain Khalif. Is she a woman? Is he a man? No one seems to know. If you were searching through mainstream media, you would think that their gender was a better kept secret than a Krabby Patty formula. So I dug deep, really deep, and what I found is way more complex than a simple man or woman. According to the World Boxing Organization, Emain Khalif was banned from competing in women's boxing back in 2023 after their blood tests showed they were carrying the XY chromosome, aka the male chromosome. The thing is that this person has lived their entire life as a woman ID, woman passport, and transgenderism in their country is illegal. Tranny equals getting 360 no-scope mid-town square. Turns out that they have this 1 in a billion health condition, mutation, whatever else you wanna call it. Apparently they have DST, meaning they were God's unfinished creation, and at birth they were born with both male and female organs. God usually sends people down to the world as either one or the other, but in this case he allowed both. He didn't care. You choose. Of course, there's some Indian doctor on YouTube explaining it with real life images if you are interested, and thank you for your services. You allowed me to go through college and finish my bachelor's. Either way, if you look at Emain, they clearly look like a man. Broad shoulders, defined square jawline, no breasts, basically a male's body proportions, but they were raised as a woman with their respective citizenship as a woman. Regardless, they have XY chromosomes running through their body and their respective upsides like higher bone density, larger heart and lungs, higher muscle mass, etc. So this person, this unholy god's unicorn, was released with all of these traits that come with male puberty, but might actually really be a woman. What? This is not a case of, I got bored of my actual gender assigned at birth, so I decided to chop my pee off. It's a case of unironically being both. It's clearly unfair to the fighters. The Italian girl who worked their entire life to get a chance at winning something in the Olympic Games was smacked harder than someone in a toxic relationship. She literally said she was never been punched that hard in her entire life. Emain was literally one punch man during that fight. Bam, bam, 1-2, knuckle sandwich, and the Italian girl literally gave up and quit the fight. So this is what male strength is? Nope. Not for me. Back to lobby. It's like we're watching South Park, canceling actual abusers from their victims, but celebrating man in woman sports. But you have to look at the other side of the fence. Emain was raised their entire life as a woman, only to find out they had a male puberty and be stripped of their titles for being a 1 in a billion case. It's unfair for both. And I am not, nor will I ever be okay with man in woman sport. I would never support Leah Thomas swimming and taking away merit from actual women and sharing locker rooms while everyone's taking their kittens out. Here comes a dude dropping his horser out for everyone to see. Same goes for Mac Bags wrestling other women. The list goes on. I don't support any of these circus freaks invading women's sports and taking away their opportunities, even less so when it comes to dangerous sports like wrestling or boxing. But even though I'd like this case to be a black or white scenario, it's a gray area. I have no idea where to categorize this Emain Khalif person. I might be inching closer to not letting them fight since it's boxing and it's literally playing with people's lives. This person benefited from a male puberty, so they shouldn't be fighting with females, but that would discredit the years of training as a woman that they did. I seriously don't know. What do you guys think? I'd seriously like to know what your opinions are on Emain Khalif. I know that this is a divisive topic, but what do you think? Should Emain Khalif be allowed to fight in women's boxing? Yay or nay?